Hey YouTube, this is Nashtaters. Welcome back to another episode of Happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday, so little things going on this week. Pretty much just raid, it seems like. And of course, we have the reruns. So for the majority of us, we're most likely going to be just working on the raid. There are some changes done to the raid, so I'll talk a little bit about that. And then I want to give you my opinions if I feel like this raid is worthy of grinding it out. And then I'm going to go over any new changes that have occurred in the game. And of course, maybe some house cleaning news. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. So, in my yesterday's Taco Tuesday video, we did some arena action, and I also wanted to introduce to the folks out there that I do have a actual channel in my Discord, which is owned by the guild, and they are allowing me to have folks from the community and supporters of my channel to come into Discord and join that channel if they wanted to come, basically just talk about anything in the game, right? The channel is going to be called Thick Thighs Saves Lives. I will post the invitation in the description below, so I invite all those folks to come in and either give me suggestions for maybe future topics for future videos, or maybe you have questions about the game, or you want to come in and discuss anything about the game, or pretty much anything. And so I invite you guys to come in and check it out. Other news, I am going to be working diligently on my, let's see, Rosa. I did get her to level 99. So as you can see here, if I can pull her up. Fully break-in, I think I just need to maybe exchange some other prisms and then just get her to level 99. She's going to be really, really good against the Princess Flawn in the raid because she is a range unit and the Princess Flawn is wind and she is ice, so there's natural advantage there. So I'll probably work on her, and then of course on my free-to-play account I will be working on Fire, Christmas Mashity, and hopefully I can get her up and running very soon. I know there's already been reviews done on her, so I probably don't need to really review her, but I'll kind of give you my opinion on her and take her for a spin in Arena, and maybe we can take her for a spin for some PvE content as well next week. And just bear in mind, Christmas is coming next week, so most likely I will not be doing a video on Christmas Day, but Christmas Eve and the day after Christmas, we'll go ahead and do some videos. All right, let's talk about some of the new changes that's occurring currently. Right now, we have the raid going on. Obviously, we want to take a look at the mock shop. So the Soul of Tamasa, as you can see here, the Purple Lightning's getting a rerun, and a Platinum Robe is getting a rerun. It's pretty standard. You get 2 Rainbow Fragments of Thoughts and 3 Vision Spears Rainbow. So these are all pretty nice, right? These are all pretty nice. Personally, I've seen plenty of folks just kind of do a Platinum Robe, just do like a +0 because they want to give them extra defense. Because the URs have really, really high stats. So going for some extra defense, extra hit points, and not really try to rely on the pluses for the bonuses, I think is not a bad idea. Okay, so let's talk about Winter Festivity Shop Part 2. Now, generally speaking, when they come out with a raid, they like to give us orbs for the raid, right? Or refills for the orbs. So right now, we're not getting any of those. So for free-to-play players, it's going to be very tough to try to grind out a +5 or something. You're going to have to be spinning gems. It does seem like the game is giving us energy restores, and now I was thinking to myself, in the current dailies rewards, you can get 500 free energy, right, every day if you basically qualify for the requirement. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a second, does that mean the new raid is going to be requiring energy? Obviously it's not. So I'm a little bit confused of what is actually going on. Like, they're just giving us free energies for the sake of giving us free energies, which, by the way, I'm not complaining. I just find that a little bit to be peculiar, right? Because ideally, wouldn't you want to give us, say, I don't know, extra orbs so we can keep rolling? But I guess we're at the point where the game, much like a drug addict or like a drug dealer, right? The classic drug dealer routine is the drug dealer will give you some free crack or free coke or free whatever. And then you get a taste of it. You're like, oh man, this stuff is good, right? By the way, I haven't taken any drugs, so this is not a anecdotal evidence situation. But and then so somebody gets addicted, right? And then now you gotta buy more drugs because you're addicted. And it seems like that's where this game is going. I'm not a huge fan of that tactic because it seems lame, but if you guys noticed, the game was giving us free event skip tickets, right? Which you can use to do your normal farming dungeons, which is something I recommended the game give us like months ago. And they decided to give it to us, but now we have no way to earn them anymore, other than for those who want to spend money. So free-to-play players, again, you kind of got shafted there, right? And then, of course, now the situation is every time we get a raid, we don't get free orbs. And essentially, once you run out of orbs daily, you're going to have to rely on spending gems, which the bulk of the players are not going to probably want to do anyways. So again, a bit confused, but at the same time, I understand their tactics. It seems kind of rough. I don't know why these people are making these type of decisions. It's seemingly like they're just making pushes to kind of like force free-to-play players to be very restrictive in terms of gameplay. I don't know. Maybe it's just my speculations. But the feature shop, interestingly enough, is actually Lucia. She's made a return. And of course, Shadowlings, which I don't really quite understand this one because most people should have Shadowlings built. Even if you're a beginning player, your Shadowlings should be almost close to being maxed out. And as always, Happy Wednesday means Happy Water Day. If you don't actually have a card that you already have maxed out for missile attack, even though you do have the MR one, right? You can obviously max that one out for free, pretty much. This one, you have opportunity for 14,000 gems to go ahead and get a UR quality maxed out. Personally, I'm not a fan of it because I don't really rely on Lucia as much. Because I think missile attack in this game just isn't really that great, right? Tickets, I still got tons. I'm really saving them up. I really want to save them all up for when the EX shop 25 and just kind of use them all for during that first week to see if I can potentially get a unit up to 120 as quickly as possible and maybe do some reviews, take it out for a spin and things like that. And that's the other news I wanted to bring out was that Thursdays I really wanted to do reviews, right? Whether it be cards or equipment or units. So I think that's why in the future going forward, I think the channel and the Discord is going to be very useful, especially if you guys want to see something specific you want me to review or just take a look at, right? Because even though I don't really feel like I'm like a super knowledgeable player per se, but I do like to kind of like give you guys my perspective on it. Because my perspective is a very casual, laid-back approach. So if you enjoy that type of review, feel free to jump in Discord and give me some suggestions. And now I want to talk a little bit about the raid, okay? So they did implement the idea that you can accumulate up to 10 raids and then you can go back and do those raids at the same time. But what they failed to do is every time you trigger the raid, we don't really need to see the screen again because honestly, by giving us the ability to store raids, that kind of defeated the purpose of... Okay, first of all, I don't know if that was their reason. I think allowing us to store raids is very nice. But personally, I think the gripe people have with raid, besides the grindiness of it, is the fact that every time you trigger the raid, it changes the screen. So it kind of ruins your flow of farming somewhat, right? When you're farming like normal things, like your dungeons or your normal story mode. So by giving us the option to store 10 raids, I feel like they should just eliminate the idea that every time something triggers. Now, let's finish off by talking about the Thamasa. Is this thing worthy of grinding actually to +5? And I think I watched Cabbage's video. His opinion is that the difference from +4 to a +5 isn't extreme enough for you to really go after, a +5 or multiple +5s. I think it's pretty much obviously good if you're a hardcore grinder to get 1 +5, and then after that maybe just go for a bunch of +4s to save on material costs. Maybe even better for the majority of us, just simply get 1 +4, or for those who are more hardcore but not hardcore enough to be like crazy hardcore, you can just farm a couple of +4s because ultimately you want to solve Thamasa for maybe your entire squad of magic users. I think that makes a little bit more sense because magic penetration, a couple of % of penetration, isn't really going to make that much of a difference in terms of damage. I think maybe later on in the game, when they bring us different sources of penetration, then you can accumulate all that penetration and do a little bit more damage. But in the meantime, I think we don't get too many sources for it, so it's not really worth it for the extra 1 or 2% gain. Alright, I think that's all the time for this video. For this Friday free thinking, if you guys have any suggestions, feel free to come in Discord and drop me some suggestions. Or if you don't feel like going to Discord, simply drop some suggestions in a comment section below, or perhaps a topic you guys want to see me discuss in terms of a Friday free thinking episode. If there's no suggestions, I'll go ahead and stick with my original plan. So until next time, make sure you take care of yourself, all your loved ones. Still stay safe out there because the pandemic's still going on. Seems like we're getting rises of COVID-19 situations, but the good news is the vaccines are coming, and hopefully I'll get mine soon because I'm a frontline worker. And I was thinking maybe I should review my symptoms and my reaction to COVID-19 vaccine and put that on my channel because, hey, it is a channel for reviewing things, right? But anyway, remember, time is your most valuable resource, so spend it wisely. Until next time, Nashtaters and his family out here. Peace.